We're looking at prescriptive user stories. So our first prescriptive user story, the theme is predicts future demand for sustainable clothing and products, and our epic is to enhance Patagonia's ability to forecast consumer demand for sustainable apparel, and we achieve this through identifying leading indicators of demand for eco-friendly clothing and develop predictive models to align production and marketing with sustainability goals. So our user story is, as a Patagonia product manager, I want to predict the future demand for sustainable apparel collections so that I can align production, marketing, and inventory with consumer interest, reducing waste and environmental impact. The tasks to achieve this are to collect Google Trends search interest data for keywords related to sustainable apparel over time, and consumer spending data on apparel for green products, utilize forecasting techniques on the data to predict demand for sustainable apparel for the next 12 months, build dashboards visualizing trends and forecasted demand, including charts of search interest and spending, and analyze correlations between search interest trends and consumer spending to validate demand indicators. So basically, we just want to kind of like take a peek at what the demand for sustainable clothing and products is going to look like at a point in the future, to try to predict different trends and just use forecasting techniques. And our second prescriptive user story, the theme of this one is to predict carbon footprint for sustainable products with an increase in worn wear sales, especially within the supply chain, keeping worn wear at, like, kind of having worn wear as the big picture, the big goal of increasing the sales for worn wear while maintaining that sustainable carbon footprint. And our epic is to enhance Patagonia's ability to increase worn wear sales and forecast future carbon footprints within the supply chain, and we want to identify key components of the worn wear supply chain from start to finish, including transportation and all steps of the repair and recycling process for the worn wear products, and develop predictive models to align transportation and production within the supply chain with sustainability goals. Again, just making sure that all aspects of the worn wear supply chain align with Patagonia's sustainability goals and their goals to maintain that sustainable carbon footprint. So the user story is, as a Patagonia sustainability analyst, I want to predict the future carbon footprints for sustainable products so that I can align supply chain with sustainability goals to further increase sales within the worn wear program. And the tasks to achieving this include utilize forecasting techniques on the supply chain to predict carbon footprint for the supply chain of worn wear for the next 12 months. So just kind of taking a peek into the next year of worn wear and the supply chain to analyze emissions and other points of interest with the supply chain, and just make sure that other tasks are implemented to ensure sustainability. Analyze correlations between the carbon footprint of Patagonia products and worn wear products, so kind of comparing and contrasting the difference between the carbon footprint in Patagonia's products that they sell new on their website and then their products that they've recycled and repaired and are selling through their worn wear program. And then build dashboards to forecast demand for worn wear, which includes charts of carbon emissions and supply chain impacts for worn wear, to continue to kind of predict how the worn wear carbon emissions are going to continue into the future and just the overall supply chain. And that is our use case 7.